Today on 1st October, Archangel Michael says, a billionaire's started taking sudden interest in you. He is thinking of making you 15 seconds left to get blessed or it will be diverted. On this 1st of October, heaven's scrolls have been opened and a decision has been made. This is not a day like any other. This is not a message for the masses. This is a moment carved by divine intention, buried deep in the archives of heaven's timing, now revealed at the appointed hour. There has been a divine meeting concerning you, and as the angelic ink dried on your name, the winds of October carried a shift into your atmosphere. A billionaire, one known not only by men but now stirred by the Spirit, has begun to take sudden, inexplicable interest in your life. Not by coincidence, not by chance, but by divine orchestration. The realms above do not operate by the calendars of men, but today, October 1st, is a prophetic marker. A line hath been drawn. A gate has opened. A release has begun. Archangel Michael, captain of heaven's hosts, has been dispatched not merely as a protector today, but as a messenger, carrying this decree to those who have eyes to see, ears to hear, and spirits that can perceive. But be warned, this is not for everyone. Many will scroll past. Many will mock. Many will dismiss. But the one who feels the fire flickering in their soul right now, yes, you are the one this message was sealed for. A one heaven remembered. A one now standing in a 15-second window of favor. Just 15 seconds. That's all it takes for a door to swing open or to be sealed shut again. Stillness is required. Obedience is demanded. Distraction is dangerous. You have 15 seconds to shift from hesitation into belief, from silence into surrender, from maybe me, yes, it's me. Because if this moment is not seized, the blessing will not die, but it will be diverted to another whose spirit was ready to receive. This is the angelic announcement. This is the celestial countdown. This is your moment. Heaven has spoken. Type I receive this divine timing in the comments if you feel the urgency. Blessing code 1001 is now open. In the name of the Almighty, by the decree of the throne, and under the covering of the Most High, Archangel Michael now steps forth with fire in his voice and a sword drawn in his right hand. On this day, this sacred and irreversible 1st of October, a spiritual portal has opened, not by human effort, not by calendar routine, but by divine synchronization. For a brief, trembling moment, heaven has aligned with earth, and you are the reason. Yes, you, the one who almost gave up, the one who thought they were invisible, the one who cried in secret while trying to appear strong. Listen now. Archangel Michael has been released with a dispatch sealed in glory. A billionaire has started taking sudden interest in you. Not for carnal purposes, not for worldly pleasure, but for kingdom reason. The hand of God is moving behind this human figure, stirring his thoughts, turning his heart, directing his attention, and the Spirit whispers, make room for this one. I have chosen them. This is not fantasy. This is not mere motivation. This is prophetic orchestration. In realms unseen by the human eye, spiritual transactions are happening now, keys turning, locks breaking, books opening. This is the hour of sudden notice. This is the hour of supernatural visibility. A billionaire, someone with earthly power, status, and capacity, is feeling a divine nudge, a curiosity rising, a name whispered, your name carried through their dreams, entering their mind without warning. But this isn't about wealth or worldly fame. No, this is God choosing to bless you through an unlikely vessel. The one who is watching you now is not watching you by coincidence. He is being led. By sunrise, something will shift. Within this very hour, a prompting will fall on him again. Your face, your voice, your project, your presence. Why? Because you carry something heaven has endorsed, and now it must come forth. But understand this. This is not for the many. This is for the few, the chosen, not the curious. This moment is reserved for the one whose spirit is trembling right now, the one who feels heat behind their eyes and pressure in their chest. Yes, that's heaven's confirmation. You are the one. There is a spiritual energy shift occurring even as these words are spoken. Some of you can feel it. Chills, tears, silence, reverence. That's the move of the Spirit. The portal would remain open forever. These next few moments are pregnant with possibility, but they are fragile, easily missed. Heaven doesn't wait for convenience. It responds to conviction. So do not scroll past this moment. Do not dismiss it as coincidence. A wind of sudden favor is moving, and it is calling your name. Lift your heart. Still your soul. Say, yes, Lord, I believe. Because what is being set in motion now is not the hand of man. It is the whisper of destiny, and it is searching for agreement. Say yes. Open the door. Receive the shift. Type I am marked for favor in the comments if this message is yours. Blessing code 1010 is now active over your life. Why now? Why you? Why would a billionaire, someone surrounded by wealth, power, and endless options, suddenly, inexplicably, be drawn to you? This is not logic. This is not networking. This is not algorithm. This is divine mystery unfolding before your eyes. And those who cannot discern the Spirit will miss the magnitude of what's happening. Heaven has moved, and now earth is reacting. There's a reason you've been sensing unusual energy around you. A reason why you felt watched, but couldn't explain it. A reason why your spirit has felt unsettled, as if something invisible has entered the room when no one is there. Because the eye of favor has turned toward you, and the realm of darkness is panicking. You've been noticed, but not just by the billionaire. You've been noticed by hidden watchers, both divine and demonic. There are forces, silent but observant, that have seen the announcement written in glory. And though they cannot stop it, they are scrambling now to divert it. Something has been activated in the spirit, and someone, somewhere, is catching wind of what's being released over your life. They feel the heat of your elevation. They sense the sound of your name being spoken in high places. And they are afraid. Because this sudden interest is not man's idea. It's God's response. But don't misunderstand. This interest isn't just curiosity. It's assignment. God is raising up someone with resources, someone with reach, someone with recognition, not to take from you, but to announce you, to build with you, to fund what you carry. But the war is not over visibility, it is over validity. Hell wants you to question, why me? Hell wants you to hesitate, to second guess, to think it's too good to be true. Because the moment you question what's real, you give access to what is false. The moment you pause in fear, the blessing begins to move towards someone else. But heaven is speaking clearly now. You were chosen before you were even visible. This moment was written before the billionaire knew your name, before your profile was searched, before your work was reviewed, before your voice was ever heard. There is mystery in motion, and someone has seen a glimpse, but not the whole story. That's why strange things may begin to happen. Delays, miscommunications, interruptions. These are not coincidences. They are interference tactics. The enemy is trying to blur the signal before the divine connection is complete. But hear this: no force can stop what God has sealed. What you must do now is protect your agreement. Don't explain. Don't announce. Don't react to the confusion. Stay in posture. Stay in stillness. Stay in faith. Because something you cannot see is watching how you respond. Heaven is testing your ability to carry mystery without breaking under the pressure. Can you walk in the unknown and still believe the blessing is yours? Can you sense that something is coming and not be shaken by delay? Because if you can hold steady in the confusion, the confirmation will find you. Type "I will not miss my moment" in the comments. Blessing code 2020 is now surrounding your name. If this message has stirred your spirit, if you feel the weight of God's word crashing through your timeline, then hear this: you're not just receiving, you're being invited to partner in the release of blessing to others. Every time you sow into this ministry, whether through super thanks, YouTube membership, or a gift through PayPal, you are sowing into the river of divine alignment. You're not giving to a voice. You're planting into a spiritual field that is calling hearts back to their divine timeline. The link to give is in the description below. This is not charity. This is kingdom economy. As it is written, "Give, and it shall be given unto you a good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over." That is not a suggestion. It is a living decree. When you give, you don't lose, you unlock. You don't diminish, you multiply. I feel it right now. Someone is about to activate an open heaven through their giving. This is your prophetic moment. Let your seed speak what your words cannot. Your obedience today could unlock the next person's miracle tomorrow. Sow with intention. Move with urgency. Obey without delay. Give now, and watch heaven honor your release. Now hear me clearly. This is no ordinary season, and this is no ordinary interest. This is not just a wealthy man looking in your direction. This is a divine setup wrapped in human disguise. What appears to be a simple moment of attention is actually the result of spiritual warfare that has been raging over your life, often without your knowledge. Heaven has been fighting for your visibility. The throne has been orchestrating your recognition. The angels have been silencing demonic voices that tried to bury you beneath layers of irrelevance and delay. But now that the billionaire has begun to take sudden notice of you, the war has entered a new phase. Why? Because the enemy doesn't attack what isn't dangerous to his agenda. He doesn't resist what poses no threat. The enemy has sensed the ripple in the spirit, that your name has reached someone whose resources are aligned with your assignment. And now, the forces of darkness are scrambling to corrupt, confuse, or cancel what they cannot control. But listen closely. This billionaire is not the blessing. He is the vessel of delivery. He is the courier assigned to carry what heaven has decided is rightfully yours. He is not your source, he is the envelope. And the blessing has your name on it. It does not belong to the hands that carry it. It belongs to the heart that believes for it. That is why the conflict has intensified. That is why your emotions have been unstable. That is why you have felt surrounded by silence one moment and sudden warfare the next. It is not a sign of delay. It is the sound of birthing. Heaven is delivering something, and birth always comes with pressure. The closer you get to breakthrough, the louder the resistance becomes. But resistance is not rejection. It is confirmation that the enemy fears what will happen when this connection completes. You've been under pressure not because you are weak, but because you are chosen. You felt isolated not because you are forgotten, but because God has hidden you for such a time as this. And now, as Archangel Michael stands at the gates of this divine transfer, he speaks this warning with authority. Heaven is watching how you handle the weight of this opportunity. Will you panic or will you posture? Will you run or will you remain? This is not just about favor. This is about spiritual stewardship. Can you carry attention without arrogance? Can you receive provision without idolizing the provider? Because what God is sending is bigger than the billionaire. It is about your mission, your calling, your legacy. The money is not the miracle. The platform is not the promise. The real miracle is that heaven remembered you. And every time the enemy tried to disqualify you, heaven said, "Still chosen." Every time someone overlooked you, heaven whispered, "Still anointed." Every time you felt too broken, too flawed, too late, heaven declared, "Still on time." So hold the line. Lift your head. Stand in the fire. Because the battle over this blessing is not the end. It is the confirmation that what was spoken in the Spirit is about to manifest in the natural. Type "I am still chosen" in the comments. Blessing code 7777 and now sealed this word over your destiny. Hear the word of the Lord and take heed. What hath been stirred is sacred, but what is sacred is always contested. A shift has begun in the spirit, and now the countdown begins in the natural. Heaven has issued the summons. Your name has been spoken in circles of wealth, in places where decisions shape destinies. A billionaire, prompted not by impulse but by the whisper of divine instruction, has taken sudden interest in you. But what most cannot see is that there is a time-sensitive war unfolding behind this sudden attention. You are standing in the final seconds of spiritual hesitation. This is not just poetic language. This is a warning. These are the last moments where your posture, your response, your silence or your obedience will determine whether the blessing falls on you or is diverted to someone else. Because yes, this type of favor is transferable. If not received, it will move. If not stewarded, it will shift. Heaven wastes nothing, and if one vessel refuses to believe, another will rise to claim it. This is not fear-mongering. This is the voice of urgency. Archangel Michael stands with his sword lowered, but ready. He has seen this before. Moments when the chosen delayed too long, when the appointed hesitated too deeply, and the blessing it moved. The hand of God, always full of mercy, still acts, but the recipient can change. Do not allow your name to be replaced in a miracle that was meant to carry your signature. In the Spirit, I see hands reaching, grasping, clawing, not for money, not for fame, but for the opportunity that hath been placed in your realm. These are not strangers. Some are familiar. Some are smiling in your presence, but are secretly pulling at what belongs to you. There are even unseen forces, demonic watchers, trying to distract your attention just long enough for the window to close. You've been feeling the pull, the mental fog, the sudden laziness, the whispers that say, maybe it's not for me, maybe I misunderstood. Those are not your thoughts. They are strategic attacks sent to stall your spirit just long enough for the divine alignment to dissolve. But this is your moment. You cannot afford to miss this hour. This is the last 15 seconds before shift. And what you do now, what you declare now, what you believe now, will echo into the next chapter of your life. Don't wait for confirmation from men. Don't look for a sign from the natural. You are the sign. You are the confirmation. You are the one marked by God for this divine intersection. Listen closely. Heaven's clock is not men's clock. This is not a season of convenience. It is a season of obedience. The kind of obedience that doesn't need understanding. The kind that says, even if I don't see it, I will believe it. Because that kind of faith moves mountains. That kind of faith stops the blessing from passing you by. You were not just picked. You were preordained. You were not just seen, you were called. And now you must move in alignment before this divine moment transfers elsewhere. The weight of this moment demands action. Not next week. Not tomorrow. Not in a few hours. Now. Declare it. Seal it. Obey it. Type I refuse to be replaced in the comments if you are the one. Blessing code 1515 is now in effect. The countdown has stopped at your name. Now that the weight of the hour has been made clear, now that the war has been exposed and the divine countdown has struck your name, the command is not to run, not to panic, not to strive, but to be still. Yes, to be still. For in stillness, there is strategy. In silence, there is strength. And in the quietness of your obedience, the heavens are activated. The voice of Archangel Michael thunders now, not with a sword lifted against you, but as a guardian standing before you, instructing you to take shelter beneath the wings of the Most High. For what is being released requires covering, not commotion. You may be tempted to make noise. You may be tempted to announce what's coming, to prove your value, to post your worth. But not yet. Not now. The one who moves prematurely in the open will expose the seed before its roots are deep. The soil is still sacred. The oil is still fresh. And the enemy prowls closely, looking for anything unprotected, anything uncovered, anything spoken too soon. That is why the Lord says, return to the secret place. Hide in me. Let me finish what I started without interference. The guidance now is not passive. It is powerful. Stillness is not weakness. It is warfare in disguise. The one who learns to wait, who learns to be quiet in the face of chaos, becomes a gatekeeper of the supernatural. Your stillness is not your surrender. It is your shield. Every prayer you whisper now sends a tremor into the spiritual dimension. Every declaration of trust becomes a sword that cuts through demonic interference. Every time you say, God, I trust you, the heavens respond, we are moving on your behalf. You don't need to chase the billionaire. You don't need to chase the opportunity. You don't need to prove your worth. Because heaven already settled the debate. The decision has been made. The interest has already been ignited. What you must do now is protect your posture. Guard your heart. Keep your mouth from doubt. Keep your thoughts in alignment. Pray not out of fear, but out of faith. Say this aloud now. No weapon formed against my blessing shall prosper. No tongue that rises against me shall succeed. No plan of darkness shall delay what God has decided. I am covered. I am guarded. I am still, and I am being lifted. There are angels moving around you right now, responding to your stillness. Some of you have already felt it, a shift in the air, a deep exhale, a calm rising in your soul. That is not your imagination. That is the spiritual response to your agreement. The enemy cannot read your thoughts, but he can hear your words and sense your atmosphere. So raise your guard through your worship. Fortify your gates through your faith. Speak life only. Declare hope only. Believe without reservation. This is the moment where obedience becomes your armor. This is where the battle is not won with noise, but with alignment. You don't need to strive. You only need to stay under the shadow of the Almighty. For those who dwell in the secret place shall abide under the covering that no hand of man or demon can penetrate. Stay still. Stay hidden. Stay focused. Type I am under divine protection in the comments to activate this shield. Blessing code 3131 is now guarding your gate. You have survived the pressure. You have endured the silence. You have stood beneath the crushing weight of mystery, and yet you are still here. And now, the Spirit of God declares, you are not who they think you are anymore. Let this word burn into your spirit. Let it mark your mindset. Because from this moment forward, you must stop seeing yourself through the eyes of your past, your failures, or even your former reputation. The identity no longer fits the mantle resting on your shoulders. You have been changed. You have been elevated. And heaven is requiring that you walk like it, think like it, and speak like it. They thought you were ordinary. They assumed you were invisible. They mistook your delay for disqualification. But what they didn't know is that while they were watching your silence, heaven was rewriting your story. In secret. In stillness. Behind closed doors. Heaven hath been building you in hidden places. They saw the struggle, but they missed the strength being forged inside it. They heard the silence, but they didn't perceive the strategy being formed in the shadows. And now, the light has broken through. The clouds have parted, and the elevation has begun. Archangel Michael stands not just as a messenger now, but as an announcer. He is declaring your promotion in the Spirit. What man couldn't see, God has already approved. What people denied, heaven has endorsed. There is a divine release happening right now, and you are not a spectator. You are the recipient. But with this elevation comes a shift in posture. You must begin to walk as the chosen. Speak as the appointed. Move like the anointed. Because your identity is no longer wrapped in rejection. It is rooted in revelation. You are rising now. Wings that were once clipped by disappointment are now being restored by glory. You are not crawling through this season. You are ascending. The Lord says, you will mount up with wings as eagles. This is not poetic. This is prophetic. You will see from higher ground. You will think from higher ground. You will speak from higher ground. What used to intimidate you will now flee from you. What used to confuse you will now submit to you. You are stepping into a dimension where your enemies don't recognize you, not because you've changed on the outside, but because your spirit has outgrown the prison they placed you in. The shift is real. The power is undeniable. The timing is divine. And now, you must choose to embrace who heaven says you are. Not who trauma defined. Not who failure convinced. Not who insecurity whispered. But who the King of Glory declared. You are royal. You are called. You are marked. You are the one. Walk like it. Let the old version of you rest. Let the timid, hesitant, ashamed version of you fall into the grave of yesterday. This is the resurrection and boldness. This is the hour of confidence, not in self, but in God. This is when you stop surviving and begin dominating. Because what's coming next requires strength, clarity, and bold faith. No more drinking. No more waiting for approval. No more asking for permission to rise. Heaven already gave the command. Now walk in it. Type "I am not who I was" in the comments if you feel the elevation. Blessing code 4141 has now lifted your name. Now hear the word of the Lord again, for what is about to be revealed must be received in full faith, without dilution, without doubt. This is not speculation. This is not imagination. This is prophetic revelation, and it comes sealed by the voice of Archangel Michael, dispatched not just as a defender, but as a divine deliverer of heavenly intelligence. Let this settle in your spirit. The billionaire's sudden interest in you is not random. It is prophetic. It is written. It is sealed. And now, it is being revealed. From before the foundations of the earth, God set in motion a divine connection that would be unlocked at an appointed time. This moment, this very 1st of October, is not merely a date on a calendar. It is a prophetic marker, a divine checkpoint in your destiny journey. You have now stepped into a time where what was spoken in secret is being made public, and what was whispered in the courts of heaven is now echoing through time to reach you. The billionaire's interest is not driven by the flesh. It is a response to a heavenly mandate. This individual may not even fully understand why their spirit is being stirred. They may think it's business. They may think it's curiosity. They may believe it's coincidence. But behind the scenes, angels have whispered your name in their atmosphere. They have felt a pull, a prompting, an urgency they cannot explain. That is the evidence that this is not ordinary. This is the move of God. The same God who called Joseph from a prison into Pharaoh's palace is now calling you from obscurity into influence. The same God who moved the heart of Cyrus to fund the rebuilding of the temple is now moving a billionaire's heart to fund your next level. Let this truth explode within you. Your name has been spoken in the courts of heaven. You are not forgotten. You are not a background character in someone else's story. You are a central figure in a divine plotline unfolding in real time. You are the answer to a problem. You are the solution to a need. And heaven is now causing someone with influence, someone with reach, someone with access to see you, seek you, and support you. But the prophetic revelation does not stop there. This is not only about you being noticed. It is about you stepping into your true role as a kingdom instrument. God is not blessing you to elevate your ego. He is blessing you to release purpose, to build, to plant, to establish. The billionaire's interest is not about luxury, it's about legacy. You have been anointed for such a time as this. The resources are coming not to decorate your life, but to activate your mission. And let no one deceive you. This is not the reward of your labor alone. This is the harvest of your obedience, your secret prayers, your silent warfare, your tears that no one saw. God saw it all. And now the books have been opened, and heaven has remembered you. It is being fulfilled. When the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen. That time is now. The veil has been lifted. The revelation is here. Now walk as the revealed, not the rejected. Type "My name is known in heaven" in the comments to confirm this word. Blessing code 5252 is now resting upon your assignment. What you just heard is not entertainment. It is a prophetic alignment. And when heaven speaks with this kind of clarity, you don't just receive the word. You act on it. You sow into it. And you help spread it. When you support this channel, through super thanks, YouTube membership, or a PayPal gift, you are becoming a part of the movement that awakens sleeping destinies, restores broken dreams, and prepares hearts for divine appointment. This isn't about helping us. This is about unlocking someone else's breakthrough through your obedience. It's like planting seed in a field that's already soaked in rain. The harvest will not delay. The soil is rich. The moment is divine. God said, "Those who refresh others will themselves be refreshed." That's not a hope. That's a covenant. So move with urgency. Let your seed carry your agreement. The link to give through PayPal is in the video description. And as you sow, I declare the windows of heaven will open above you. Support the word and become the catalyst for someone else's miracle. Your giving is prophetic. Move now. Heaven is waiting. Now comes the moment that separates those who only hear the word from those who become it. This is the hour where destiny demands a response. Heaven has spoken. The realm of the Spirit has moved. The scroll has been opened, and your name is written within it. And now, all of heaven leans forward, not waiting to see what God will do next, but waiting to see what you will do next. Because the door is open, the favor has landed, the billionaire's eyes have turned, but none of it matters if you don't say why yes. You must understand this. Divine activation does not respond to passivity. It responds to alignment and agreement. You cannot walk into what you are unwilling to speak. You cannot possess what you are afraid to claim. This is not the time for silent belief or internal hope. This is the moment where your declaration becomes the ignition for your manifestation. Heaven is holding the promise in its hand, extended toward you, but it will not be forced into your life. You must reach. You must receive. You must respond. Archangel Michael is not just delivering a word today. He is standing at the gate of your next level, waiting for your voice to match heaven's decree. You don't need to understand every detail. You don't need to see how the billionaire will contact you, or how the door will swing open. What you need is to believe that God is able, that His plan includes you, and that His timing is not accidental, it's strategic. Today is not just a prophetic date. It is a divine summons. And you have been called. Don't wait for more signs. Don't wait for someone else to affirm what God has already confirmed. The time for doubt has expired. This is the hour where the ones who say why yes step into divine acceleration. This is the hour where destiny doesn't wait, it activates. Every second of hesitation is a risk. Every moment you delay in declaring who you are and what you're called to carry, something in the atmosphere begins to shift away. But when you speak it, when you say, "Yes, Lord, it is me," everything in the spirit realm snaps into alignment. The billionaire's interest is just a sign. It's the earthly trigger to reveal a heavenly truth. You were made for more. You were always marked for influence, for authority, for wealth that has a mission, not a motive. But the wealth cannot come to hands that are closed. The influence cannot land on voices that stay silent. Destiny is not automatic, it's activated. So rise now. Rise in faith. Rise in posture. Rise in identity. Don't just listen. Respond. Say it aloud. Say it with fire. Say it in defiance of every lie that told you this level was not for you. Because the lie was always afraid of your yes. Your yes is dangerous. Your yes is powerful. Your yes is the sound that heaven hath been waiting for. Say it now. I say yes to the assignment. I say yes to the favor. I say yes to what heaven has already said yes to. Heaven waits for your yes, but not forever. Destiny is calling. Answer now. Type I say why yes to my destiny in the comments if you're ready. Blessing code 8181 is being written over your life right now. While your lips whisper yes, while your spirit surrenders, while your heart begins to align with the sound of heaven, there is a silent exchange happening in the spirit realm. Invisible to your eyes, yet undeniable in its weight. Something sacred is being transferred even now. What you cannot see is more real than what you do. What your natural mind cannot grasp, your spirit is already responding to. In this very moment, there is movement. Not in the physical, yet, but in the supernatural courts where destinies are decided and futures are reassigned. Angels are not still. They are not idle. They are not waiting to be commanded by man, but they move at the sound of obedience, at the echo of faith, and at the agreement between heaven and earth. As you received this word, as you declared your yes, heaven responded like a thunderclap. Scrolls were unsealed. Files were pulled. Coordinates were shifted. Because your destiny has just been routed into acceleration. What was once locked is being loosed. What was once delayed is now on the move. This is the silent exchange. Your belief for heaven's release. Your posture for divine power. Your agreement for supernatural access. There are angels being dispatched right now to speak your name into the right rooms. There are heavenly hosts assigned to whisper your face into the thoughts of those with earthly authority. At Billionaire, yes, the one whose heart was stirred doesn't even fully understand why he's been thinking of you, searching for you, studying what you carry. But the truth is, his interest was triggered by a spiritual transaction, not a human coincidence. Heaven spoke your name while you were sleeping. Angels recorded your obedience while others were scrolling past. Heaven saw what you carried, even when man didn't. And now, as you move into stillness, as you lean into alignment, as you stand in agreement, the shift begins to settle like divine dew across the timeline of your life. Everything is changing, quietly, invisibly but permanently. This is the realm of silent movement, where God does his greatest work in the dark. You may not hear thunder. You may not feel chills. You may not get a message today, but rest assured, something sacred is unfolding behind the veil. In this realm, God is negotiating on your behalf. He is calling in favor from directions you never expected. He is settling accounts. He is retrieving blessings the enemy tried to steal. He is placing your name before individuals who have no idea how you even exist, and yet they will soon know. And while others sleep without vision, while others laugh without discernment, you have stepped into the divine silence that changes everything. Do not be discouraged if nothing shifts on the outside immediately. You are not late. You are not denied. You are being processed in the hidden place so that the release is irreversible. The exchange hath been made. The angels are on assignment. The hand of God is already moving. Stay in agreement. Stay in position. What has begun in the spirit cannot be stopped by man. Type "I receive what's moving for me" in the comments. Blessing code 6161 is activating invisible chains of favor in your direction. Now let the courtroom of heaven be summoned, for the judge of all creation has risen from his throne. The gavel is about to fall. This next phase in your story is not about mercy alone. It is about justice. Divine justice. There are things that were stolen from you, delayed for you, hidden from you, and blocked against you, not by coincidence, but by spiritual interference. And now, because of your obedience, because of your posture, because of your yes, the case is being reopened. What was meant to be diverted is now being multiplied. Yes, hear that clearly, multiplied. Not simply returned, not simply restored, but multiplied. Because the loss was unlawful, the delay was unjust, and the pain it caused you was recorded in heaven. For every tear you wept in silence, for every opportunity that mysteriously slipped through your hands, for every season of waiting while others were advancing without merit, God has kept the record. And now the season of reversal is upon you. The hand that once withheld is now being forced to release. The mouths that once spoke against you are being silenced. The forces that once blocked you are now being scattered. For it is written, when the thief is caught, he must repay sevenfold. You are not just getting a return, you are receiving justice with interest. Archangel Michael speaks now with authority, and this decree rolls through the realm of the spirit like a wave of holy fire. The scales are tipping. The injustice hath been measured. The delay has reached its limit. The opposition has been overruled, and the records have been reopened under divine inspection. The billionaire's sudden interest is not just about visibility, it is about vindication. Heaven is using this figure, this earthly gatekeeper of wealth and influence, as a sign and a servant of divine reversal. What others wouldn't release to you, this person will. What others overlooked, he will recognize. And what others buried, heaven will now resurrect. This is not just for compensation, it's for correction. The system tried to bury you. The enemy tried to erase you. But now, by the decree of heaven, the balance is being restored. The tides are turning in your favor, and what was meant to be the end will now become your most undeniable beginning. They will say, how did they rise so fast? How did they recover so completely? But they won't know the hidden courtroom that ruled in your favor. They won't understand the angelic evidence that was brought before the throne. They won't see the invisible war that heaven won for you. They'll only see the result, you standing where they never thought you'd be. And let this be the final word to every force that thought you were finished. The divine reversal has been signed, sealed, and scheduled. No more delay. No more detours. No more stolen seasons. The one who sits on the throne has issued the command, and it cannot be overturned. Lift your head. Square your shoulders. Justice is no longer coming. He has arrived. Type "My justice has come" in the comments if this is your hour. Blessing code 9191 has reversed what was trying to rob you. And now, as the scroll is rolled shut and the angel steps back into position, let the final word be released into your spirit like a flame that cannot be quenched. You are sealed. You are seen. You are sent. No longer overlooked. No longer waiting. No longer stuck between what was and what could be. This day, October 1st, has been written in the archives of eternity as the moment your alignment collided with heaven's decision. The interest of the billionaire was only the signpost. The true shift was always spiritual. The true movement was always divine. And you, yes, you, were always part of the plan. Heaven never forgot your name. Angels never left your side. The delay did not cancel your destiny. It only prepared the stage for your public recognition and divine elevation. Archangel Michael now draws his sword, not in warning, but in honor. The war has turned. The verdict has been issued. The blessing is secure. And the heavens declare that the 15 seconds of hesitation have passed, and you have chosen well. You chose belief. You chose posture. You chose stillness. You chose faith. Now step forward in boldness. Live as the chosen. Walk as the appointed. Speak as the anointed. You are no longer waiting for your moment. You are the moment. You are the divine fulfillment of a decision made in glory. You are the vessel God has chosen to carry favor, influence, and fire. This isn't the end. It's the activation. From this day forward, the atmosphere around you will begin to respond differently, because you are walking in alignment with the courts of heaven. And when heaven has spoken, nothing on earth can reverse it. You are covered. You are commissioned. You are crowned. Type "IT is done." I am chosen in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 0000 is now permanently written over your name. If this message was for you, if it pierced your soul, broke your delay, and gave language to what heaven hath been whispering, then this is your moment to respond. Not just with faith, but with partnership. When you sow into this channel, you are not giving to a platform. You are giving into prophetic fire. You are helping release messages like this into timelines of people whose lives are hanging in the balance. This word is not mine. It's ours to carry, together. You can give through Super Thanks, become a YouTube member, or use the PayPal link in the description. Every seed is a sword. Every gift is a gateway. And every act of obedience opens someone else's door. Heaven moves when you move. So let your giving be prophetic. Let your offering be holy. Plant into what just activated your spirit, and watch what God multiplies back into your life. Give boldly. Give quickly. Give with faith. The shift has already begun.